On March the 22nd, 2021, Shota Endo asked too much of a thickly taped calf he'd pulled pre-tournament and was forced to withdraw from the spring event. Already nursing a long-injured right knee, Endo spoke of taking utmost care to somehow get through the May meet. Physically, he was not expecting much, but spiritually, he felt empowered by a sense of mission and purpose which stemmed, I believe, from this match here. This is Endo's long-term attendant, Daishoryu, taking on Yutaka Sho in a seemingly ordinary Division 3 match. As the judges discussed, 30-year-old Daishoryu knew his younger self would have shown more patience than to throw his foe into leg-tripping heaven. And as he waited for the officials to confirm his obvious fate, he looked back, as far as his neck hernia would allow him, on 15 long years of struggle, which had brought him no higher reward than Makushita 9, and resolved, "That's it. I'm losing the weight, wedding the girl of my dreams, and done with this part of my life." His appetite had clearly shrunk by January, his appetite for battle yet further. This was the second of just 2 wins scored, and ultimately his final taste of Dohyo triumph. Come March, he was vastly thinner and beaten every time. Come May, and resolved to quit at the end come what may, he resembled a burst balloon. To repay him for all his years of dutiful service, Endo promised, despite his limitations, to do him proud. Endo began with wins over Shimanoumi and Kagayaki, then recovered from armlock throw defeat to Tamawashi by forcing out Takara Fuji. It was a sign of wonders to come. A series of right parries did for sidestepping salt spreader Terutsuyoshi in this carousel ride of a bout. And although Ichinojo as usual proved too strong, or perhaps too alert to sideways darts, Endo soon resumed his advance. A wonderful left armpit attack allowed both arms to slash through Tochinoshin's defense. And a trademark Dashinage pulling throw spelt the end for toe break victim Hideno Umi. A similar move from the other side, without use of the belt, quite literally floored Kaisei. And gleeful acceptance of the invite to push after being slapped in brought up win number 8 over Kotonowaka, against whom he was injured in March. The extra boost coming from a fear conquered took him to victory over in-form Chiyo Tairyu too. Trusting his fragile legs to somehow withstand the famous charge, and pounce on any attempt to slap him forward. But on day 12, he was shamefully let down by cowardly fixture men. Gunning for a match with leader Terunofuji, he was instead paired with non-title contender Koto Eko, and his spirits were clearly flattened. A lapse in concentration saw Eko given his favoured inside right, and the gyrating hips were never going to relent. The next day saw a sagging, skeletal Daishoryu grace the dohyo for the final time against Sadano Go. In their final moments together as active rikishi, Endo vowed to his ex-attendant that he'd mark the retirement with a win. And despite his poor record against Takakeisho, he sublimely delivered, keeping faint title hopes alive. Nothing less than a win against Terunofuji would do to keep hold of the pipe dream. And Endo again responded with his finest fight of recent times, harrying the Mei leader into retreat, and, by the slimmest of margins, submission. "Look, Daishoryu!" His smile beamed out. "I said I'd do it, didn't I? For us! Get in!" And I'm sure a bucket load of tears was shed. If only Endo could have roused himself for one more heroic effort against Shodai on day 15. At the time, of course, he could not have known that Takakeisho would topple Terunofuji and gift him a place in a three-man playoff. Ever since, and I guess for the rest of his days, has he wondered, will he wonder, just how great his Daishoryu tribute could have been. He consoles himself to some degree with a first technique prize in 2 years. But in Daishoryu's eyes, he need have done no more. For even in these uncertain times, with alliances and promises broken left, right and centre, Endo proved just how much he would risk and do for him.